Welcome back to Notre Dame Day. I'm Abby Wellner, and I'm here with J.J. Wright on the Notre Dame Day video hotline, all the way from Rome, Italy, studying for his Doctor of Musical Arts degree in Notre Dame's program in sacred music. J.J. is already an accomplished musician. He's played for presidents and recently released an album that debuted at the top of the Billboard classical charts. Just last week, it was announced that J.J. is the new director of Notre Dame's folk choir. Welcome, J.J. And before we start the interview, let's take a look at a short clip from your album, O Emmanuel, which topped those Billboard classical charts. J.J., welcome, and thank you so much for joining us. Tell us about O Emmanuel. Obviously, it looks like you worked with some kids. I understand the Notre Dame Children's Choir. What was that like?
It was a fantastic experience. The Notre Dame Children's Choir is just such a great group, both for the University of Notre Dame and for the larger South Bend community, because their mission is really to reach out and create a bridge between the university and the community, to offer high quality sacred music education to children of all ages. So it was a great opportunity to make this music for them, and they loved singing it, and it was just icing on the cake that it did so well with the Billboard charts.
And I understand you trained as a jazz improviser at the New School for Jazz in New York City. Where does your interest in sacred music come from, and what brought you to Notre Dame?
Well, when I was growing up, I grew up Catholic, and I remember going to Mass as a kid and hoping that someday I could bring something great to the liturgy with music. And my training sort of brought me through jazz. But when I was living in New York City, I was actually at my parents-in-law, and they had a copy of Notre Dame magazine, and there was an article in there about the sacred music program. And I read the article and was totally blown away. So I applied and auditioned for the program and got in, and here we are.
Well, we're very grateful that here we are and that you are in Rome doing some amazing work. Tell us a little bit about why you're there.
So my main project in Rome is to write my doctoral thesis, which is about a 17th century composer named Giovanni Anerio. And he's particularly interesting because he created this body of music that really reached out to everybody, to people of all social classes, to people of all educational backgrounds. And so here in Rome, I have the opportunity to really dig into his music. But two other projects that I'm doing while I'm here are I'm building a bridge sort of between the Pontifical Institute of Sacred Music and the University of Notre Dame. I'm taking some classes there. And then I also have an internship with the Sistine Chapel Choir.
Well, it sounds like an incredible experience, and your wife and 3 children are there with you in Rome. And I understand you are able to boast of quite an experience with the Pope. Tell us about that.
Yeah, it was crazy because the weekend after we got here, we were looking for a community to go to Mass, and we had heard about an American parish right next to the Vatican. And after Mass, we talked to the priest, and he said, "Oh, you guys are great. I'd love to have dinner with you sometime." And he called us a couple of days later and said, "What are you doing this Sunday? Do you want to bring up the gifts to Pope Francis at the Mass for Catechists?" And it was just totally crazy. But we also found out later that this parish was one of the places where the composer I'm studying, Giovanni Anerio, was a music director. So it kind of felt like this really great experience to start off the year.
And certainly an experience your family will remember forever, even your itty-bitty kids. So congratulations on that, and congratulations on becoming the director of the folk choir. Tell us about the choir and your new role.
Yeah, I'm absolutely thrilled to be the director of the folk choir. It's the choir has been going for more than 35 years, and it's just become a staple of the Notre Dame community. And sort of building off of the foundation that Steve Warner has laid, I'm just thrilled to be able to continue on that legacy and to really build new repertoire for the liturgy that is engaging and participative, and that ties in with all of this great sacred music tradition that we already have.
Well, JJ, thank you so much for joining us for Notre Dame Day.